Alright, everybody, welcome to episode 7, I believe, of Road Signs. A little bit of Elimination Chamber to talk about, a little bit of the SmackDown 600th episode show to talk about. Promise I'm going to maintain my composure a little bit more. I'm done marking out about The Rock being at WrestleMania for now. Not to say that it won't happen again in the future, but yeah. Anyways, let's go. Let's talk about the SmackDown 600th episode. Talk about that first. Answer me this. Why we had The Miz, the champion from Raw, fighting the Intercontinental Champion from SmackDown with no build-up and no real reason for them to fight. I mean, nothing's going to evolve out of Kofi Kingston fighting The Miz. Miz has his match on Sunday, Kofi has his match on Sunday, we'll talk about that in a bit. But I don't know why, to celebrate SmackDown's 600th anniversary show, it was so great to bring in so many Raw characters. Miz didn't need to be there at all. I mean, I'm a big fan of The Miz, I'm glad to see him, but it didn't do anything for Kofi Kingston to face him, other than to hear Michael Cole go on like an idiot, which I'm also going to talk about later. 2. Ezekiel Jackson and the Big Show. This big guy versus big guy story keeps developing, and normally I don't like it, because normally you get big letdowns like Big Show versus Kane or Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg that are just two awkward big guys slugging it out in the ring. But I like how they're doing this. They're not having Ezekiel Jackson, who's in the core. They're not having the whole core beat down Big Show week after week after week and brag about it. They're just having him come in, overpower the Big Show, and leave, and just having him have his moments, like the body slam, like the clothesline, like the big, beautiful suplex he did a couple weeks ago, which I thought was great, which makes me believe, or makes it easier to believe, that Ezekiel Jackson is actually a legitimate contender for the Big Show without needing help. Now, that being said, I hope they don't just stick it on a random episode of SmackDown. I hope they save it, and I would not mind at all if they saved it until WrestleMania. I think that Ezekiel Jackson has made himself look so good at this point. With the way that they've put this together, I would not mind seeing it at WrestleMania. Now, number 3. Booker T on commentary is still horrible. This is now week 3. His official time, his learning curve that I would have given him is over now. I don't like it at all. So to put him on one side, Michael Cole on the other side, who's just blabbering like an idiot. Commentary is just going down the toilet. And coming into WrestleMania, if you have a commentating team consisting of Josh Matthews, Booker T, and Michael Cole, it's just going to be bad, because Jerry Lawler is competing at the moment, or at least we're led to believe, and Matt Striker has not been seen since Booker T came back, so I'm wondering what that's about. Now, the entire episode of SmackDown consisted of dealing with the world title issue, with the weeks and weeks and weeks of Vicky Guerrero trying to take the title off of Edge and put it on Dolph. And it was announced on Raw that because Edge used the spear last week on Friday Night SmackDown, which had been banned, he was going to be stripped of the title and fired, which more or less Vicky did. After the 6-on-6 tag team match that opened up the show, which I'm not a big fan of, like, multi-person tag matches, because it just looks like a pile of people after a while. But this one, in all fairness, all 12 guys did their part. The match looked decent. But after that match was over, Vicky Guerrero started talking to Edge, saying, "You are stripped of the title, and you're fired," and da-da-da-da. And we all know how much being fired on SmackDown actually means. I mean, it was over on Raw, but look at Cena. He was fired and rehired in a month. And we all know Kelly's not really fired. So Edge was stripped of his belt. It was given to Dolph Ziggler. Teddy Long made his comeback and said, "Ha ha ha, no, in fact, I'm back in charge," and made a match between Edge and Ziggler for the belt. Edge won in less than 10 minutes, and then Teddy Long proceeded to fire Dolph Ziggler, leaving Vicky Guerrero pretty much twisting in the wind. Now, the one good thing I will say about this is it tied up both storylines for me that were dragging and going nowhere. You had the Teddy Long being injured storyline, which they've done before, and it didn't work before. I don't know why they did it again. And you had the Vicky Guerrero Dolph Ziggler storyline, because I'm pretty sure they're pretty much done now. If Dolph Ziggler's fired and Vicky Guerrero doesn't have the general manager job either. What the hell is she going to do? So that works well for that. Because, again, the Teddy Long story's been done before, and the Vicky Guerrero story, just backing a random guy and making it so that he won. I mean, we saw that back when Edge was a heel and she was with Edge. And it was disturbing then, and it's disturbing now. So now we're left to wonder if there's only going to be 5 people in the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. So the big question is, who's going to take Dolph Ziggler's spot? And I am predicting now, because the 221-11 thing that's been flashing around for weeks and weeks and weeks that we thought was going to be Sting is now clearly the Undertaker. I'm wondering either if Sting is going to be the 6th man in the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, and if that's how he's going to make his debut, or are they going to go back to Royal Rumble, grab Diesel, who has made his comeback, and put him in there. Just 2 thoughts, and if it is true for either one of them, I'm going to go ahead and predict that whatever one it is isn't going to win, but whoever one it is will fight the Undertaker. If it's Sting, give us Sting and the Undertaker, because everybody's wanted to see it for years. If it's Diesel, it won't be as meaningful, but, tack on a whole, I'm going to get you for retiring Shawn last year storyline, and I wouldn't mind Diesel versus Undertaker. Why the hell not? Now, Elimination Chamber is this Sunday, and I have a whole bunch of questions to direct at the WWE about timing. You have an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. We had the Royal Rumble in January, we have Elimination Chamber in February. After February, we don't have another pay-per-view until April. There is no pay-per-view in March for the WWE. So the last pay-per-view before we go into this big gap is the Elimination Chamber. But they're not really doing much to get us excited about Elimination Chamber, are they? I mean, we're already looking ahead to WrestleMania, so Elimination Chamber is an afterthought already. We're already looking forward to Alberto Del Rio getting his title shot at WrestleMania, which is fine. Now we've got The Rock to look forward to at WrestleMania, and we've got the 221-11, which I'm assuming now is the Undertaker's comeback, happening the day after Elimination Chamber on Raw. Now, if you're trying to promote a pay-per-view like Elimination Chamber, with the timing that it is, we were all focused on the SmackDown anniversary today, and we're focused on the 221-11 thing for Raw on Monday. The pay-per-view itself has become an afterthought, and considering the things that could happen at it, that's pretty bad, is all I'm going to say about that. Now, and it's also, not only is it a bad timing thing, there's also no effort, looks like it's been put in this pay-per-view other than the 2 main events. There are only 4 matches announced. I was just on WWE.com no less than 20 minutes ago, and there's only 4 matches announced. So, with that, here is my Royal Rumble prediction thoughts. We have Kofi Kingston versus Alberto Del Rio for the Intercontinental Championship. Why? Alberto Del Rio won the Royal Rumble. Alberto Del Rio is main eventing WrestleMania, which theoretically means he's world championship material. Why does he take what is seemingly a step down to fight the Intercontinental Champion? Conversely, they're not gonna let Alberto Del Rio look weak after the Elimination Chamber. So what you're doing is you're sacrificing Kofi Kingston, who's another amazing superstar, to make Del Rio look better. Now, I want to say that Del Rio's not going to win, but how can he lose and look strong going into WrestleMania? And if he wins, is he going to carry the Intercontinental Championship with him when he goes into his World Heavyweight title match? Are we going to have another Warrior Hogan situation where it's Intercontinental Champion versus World Heavyweight Champion? I don't know how valid that is. I think at WrestleMania there should be a world title, a WWE title, a US title, a Intercontinental title, a women's title, and a tag team title match. I think, ideally, all the titles should be defended at WrestleMania. So, and a big thing that took that out of the equation was having Money in the Bank, because consistently, the Intercontinental and United States champions have competed in Money in the Bank, so maybe they need to take a second look at that. But I don't think it does the Intercontinental title any good. I don't think it does Alberto Del Rio any good to carry the Intercontinental title into his World Heavyweight title match. That's just my thing on that. So I think WWE's painted themselves into a logic corner that way. I want to say delRio is going to come out strong. Only way I can see this working well is him going over Kofi really, really dominantly and then getting disqualified. So I don't know what to say about that. Miz and Lawler, one of two things is going to happen. Either Lawler's going to get owned, unfortunately, or Lawler's going to win and then lose it the next night on Raw. It's an average match. It'll keep, whichever way it happens, it'll keep Miz's momentum going until WrestleMania. Because he's going to take that belt into WrestleMania no matter what happens on Sunday. I mean, that's a given. He's the one that's got the push on Raw. delRio's the one that's got the push on SmackDown. If you don't see that writing on the wall, then you are blind. Now, Edge has his world title back. So we go to the world title Elimination Chamber on SmackDown with Kane, Edge, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Wade Barrett, and whoever is going to be the sixth person. Now, I've already said, if Sting or Diesel take that sixth place, they're not going to win, but they will somehow or other worm their way into a storyline with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. My prediction. I would love to see Dolph Ziggler somehow come back, fight his way back from the horrible ending to this drama and get back in the match, because I think he'll look good. Do I think he will win? Absolutely not. Wade Barrett will look very, very strong, I think, in this, but he won't win. I could say the same thing about Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre will also look very, very strong, but he will be filler in this match. And speaking of filler, Kane needs to go away. I've been saying that for a long time now. There's only two people that make sense to win this match. Edge needs to ride the momentum that he's on right now through this into WrestleMania and have a WrestleMania match with delRio or Rey Mysterio. Now, I usually wouldn't say I want Rey Mysterio in a title match because he gets a whole lot more push than I think he needs sometimes, and I think it's very cliche to have him in a main event match, but the rivalry that he had with delRio coming out of 2010, going into 2011, I think a world title match between delRio and Mysterio would make a lot of sense. It would bring some closure to that rivalry. So in that instance, I would not mind if Rey won. If any of the other ones win, I'm not going to say that it makes any sense to me at all. Now, the Raw Elimination Chamber has been thrown for a loop, has it not? Cena, CM Punk, Randy Orton, Sheamus, John Morrison, and R-Truth. As much as I would love to see it, R-Truth is not going to win this match. Sheamus will look impressive in this match, I guarantee it. He will not win this match, I don't think. Orton and Punk are destined to fight each other at WrestleMania, so I doubt they're going to win. The Rock is going to face Cena somehow, some way, so Cena can't win this match, as far as I'm concerned. I have tunnel vision now. The only thing I will accept right now, WrestleMania-wise, is Rock versus Cena. I want to see it because I want to see him get destroyed, but I'm not going to get into that. Again, I did that one entry ago. If you want to go back one entry and see me marking out like a rock, like a retard for The Rock, go back one video. The only person I want to see win this match is Morrison. Now, if it wasn't so clear that Orton and CM Punk were going to fight at WrestleMania, I would love to see either one of them go up against The Miz and win. I would love to see Orton and Punk fight for the title at WrestleMania, but that would take a whole lot of storyline finagling and whatnot. Now, one thing, there's two guys that I guarantee you will not win in either Elimination Chamber, and that's Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. I do want to see something happen between them. I'm not even really sure why. I either want to see them fight at WrestleMania, or I want to see them become a tag team and go for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. I don't think either one will happen, but I think they would complement each other quite well. Now, that is that. Now, I have one other thing that I was going to say to you guys. I have no idea where it is. I have way too many pieces of paper. Yes. Seeing as we are on the road to WrestleMania, I will talk about the road to WrestleMania in another way. Yes, I will. I got SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 back in December from a buddy of mine for my birthday. And I've been slowly going through all the Road to WrestleMania game modes. For those of you that don't know that haven't played the game yet, there are 5 Road to WrestleMania modes. You can do Jericho, Mysterio, Cena, Christian, or be anybody and go to eventually face The Undertaker. Now, in In the Christian Road to WrestleMania, they do Money in the Bank, but they do it at the Elimination Chamber. That's odd. And in the SmackDown, and in the Road to WrestleMania leading up to fighting the Undertaker at WrestleMania, the last thing you have to do before you fight the Undertaker at WrestleMania is enter a Druid Battle Royal. You and 15 guys dressed as Druids in a Battle Royal. It's fucking redonkulous. And going back to the guys that I love to listen to on the radio, Jimmy Corderas and Arda Ocal on Score Radio that do Right After Wrestling, made a statement a long time ago while they were talking about what I've spent a lot of time talking about, and that's who's going to face the Undertaker. And they said there's nobody, and I agree, in the current roster, there's nobody in the roster right now that deserves to fight the Undertaker. And one of them said the only thing worthy of taking the Undertaker's streak is an effort to make John Cena heel. John Cena is not important enough to the wrestling industry, despite what he and WWE thinks right now. He is not important enough in the generic history of wrestling that to have anything to do with him be worth taking the Undertaker's streak. What we need to understand, or what a lot of people don't understand or seem to be glossing over, there's a couple things that wrestling fans hold near and dear to their heart. There is King of the Ring, which is already gone. There's the Royal Rumble match itself, which better never go away because they lose all their structure if the Royal Rumble goes away. There's WrestleMania, obviously, because it's the culmination of the year. And higher than WrestleMania itself is the Undertaker's streak. The Undertaker's streak is a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon, if you'll excuse me using the cliche, that surpasses everything. And I think, if you want any further proof of that, last year, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, with Undertaker's streak on the line and Cena and Michaels' career on the line, was the main event. It was deemed more important than both world title matches. It was deemed more important than any other big match. It was deemed more important than Bret Hart and Vince McMahon. And historically, that was huge too. But there's nothing that will long-time WWE fans will relate to more than the Undertaker's streak. And I swear to God, if they use it now, this year, next year, or ever, if they hand it to Cena in any way, I will legit stop watching WWE. I said it before when I was kind of talking tongue-in-cheek, and the more I think about it, the more serious I get about that. Now, that being said, do I want to see him fight Diesel at Mania? Sure, I could deal with that. Do I want to see him fight Sting? Sure, I could deal with that. Do I want to see them throw a total swerve into the mix and have The Rock go after Undertaker instead of Cena? I could deal with that. But I wouldn't want any of them to beat him. And I don't think any of them would beat him. I don't think Sting would. I think Diesel already had his opportunity once. I think The Rock at this point doesn't need it. The Rock needs to hand off the torch to somebody that is still in wrestling full-time. But other than that, I thought that was just asinine, and I thought I would share that with you guys that might not watch the same shows that I watch or whatever. That's about it. Undertaker needs to stay undefeated. Elimination Chamber is this Sunday. My thoughts on that will surface on here sometime Sunday night, Monday morning. Monday is a holiday. I might wait till Monday to post my thoughts. And Monday, in addition to Elimination Chamber, we will see what the hell 2/21/11 is. My guess is it's The Undertaker. They could swerve us, it could be Sting. If it's anybody else other than those two, it better be good. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, guys, I've been Spaz. Subscribe. My camera's... I have to do this again now, because my camera's being funny. Now, subscribe up there. Talk down there. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.